And we move on. Kלים Perik Zayin Mishnah Base. Now we said before in Mishnah Aleph that although the standard rule is that a Kli Eitz becomes Torah only when it has a hole the size of a Moitzi Rimoin, there are exceptions. If a Keli is meyuchad for a specific purpose, there's a machlokes for exactly what that level of yichud is, but something is really meyuchad for a specific purpose, then the shear of the hole that makes it Torah follows that particular purpose. Sometimes the hole can be smaller, which means the hole will become Torah as soon as it can't be used for that. As soon as it has a hole of that smaller hole, then it becomes Torah, which is a kula. And sometimes, if the yichud is for a purpose, for items which are larger than a rimon, then of course you have to wait till it gets a hole the size of that larger object till it becomes Torah. We're coming on with some more examples of this mission, of this type. The problem with this Mishnah coming up is that the words that we have in the Mishnah, the structure of the words, as you'll see, are actually extremely difficult to understand. And all the Rishonim, all of them, struggle to make sense of this Mishnah. But we will see how difficult this Mishnah is, and then we'll change over to the Girsa of the Vilna Gaon. Of course, then it's just easy. Learning this Mishnah is like a hot knife through butter. Says the Mishnah, let's start. Hachemes. Hachemes is a bag, a big bottle made from the skin of an animal. This is used specifically, it was used for carrying what's called pekoyos. Pekoyos are coils, balls of thread. Shiura, the shear for the whole of the chemetz is pekoyos shel shasi, balls of thread of the shasi. Now when you weave, you have a shasi and erev. Shasi in English is known as the warp, is the one which is fixed and goes in this direction. Then you have the erev, which is known as the weft, which gets thrown through, goes across right to left. Now the shasi is thinner than the erev. The erev is thicker. Says the Mishnah, Hachemes, the size of the hole to make the klitor is b'fikoy shel shasi, the size of a ball of thread made out of shasi, out of warp thread. Im eino mekabel shel shasi, if the hole is too big and it can't be mekabel a ball of shasi, afal pisha mekabel shel erev, even though it is still able to be mekabel a ball the size of an erev, a bigger ball, in other words, says the Mishnah, the way we have the Girsa, Tamea, it is Tomei. Now that doesn't really make sense, because what the Mishnah should have said was, if it can't be Mekabel Shasi, because it can still be Mekabel Erev, it's Tomei. We have, it can't be Mekabel Shasi, even though it can be Mekabel the bigger ball, it's still Tomei. That doesn't make sense. Bartanura actually says it doesn't make sense. And Bartanura says you've got to kvetch the Mishnah. And the Mishnah really means to say that although it can't be Mekabel Shasi, since it can still, the hole is small enough that it can still be Mekabel Erev, because of that, it's still Tomei. However, the easiest to learn is the Girsa of the Vilna Gaon. And he learns, instead of the word Tmea, just put in the word Tahira. Now the Mishnah is beautiful. He says, as soon as the hole is big enough, so that the smaller ball runs out, although it's still big enough, the hole, the keli is still able to be makabel the bigger ball, it's tahar, because the ikatachal is to carry the smaller ball. As soon as it can't carry the smaller ball, it's already tahar, because it's now considered to be broken. That's a much easier girsa. And the same goes on with the next two cases of the Mishnah. So we'll do it with the girsa of the Gaon. Beis Goris. This is again a big wooden keli used for containing plates. And it can also be mekabel something called tamchuin, which are bigger, which are bowls, bigger bowls. Says the Mishnah, Beis ka'ores she'enu mekabel ka'ores, if the hole is big enough that you can't anymore fit plates in it, afal pisha mekabel es tamchuin, although the kli is still able to be mekabel the bowls, it's tahor, because once it can't be mekabel the smaller ka'ores, that's already considered to be broken, and therefore the Girsa according to the Gaon is Tomei. And this a similar case, Beis Hore'i. This is a potty used sometimes by children, I think also can be used by adults, to be excused on. And it's obviously got two functions. One is to mekabel the liquid, the mashkin, the urine, and one to mekabel the more solid matter, the rei. Says the Mishnah, Beis Hore'i she'enu mekabel mashkin, as soon as it has a leak, that it can't be mekabel mashkin, afal pisha mekabel es hore'i, although it's still, the hole is small, and therefore it can still be mekabel the solid matter, it's already tahor because it cannot be used for mashkin. And according to this Girsa, the next words, when it says Tomei, Rabban Gamliel Matayr, the Gon says this is all one din. And the Girsa is, Avol Pisha Mekabel Sari'i, Rabban Gamliel Matayr, Mipnei She'ein Mekayim Noise, because as soon as it's got a leak for mashkin, you can't use it anymore, and therefore it's tar. Remember, these are all exceptions to the rule which you learned at the beginning of the Perek, that the general rule for a kli'etz is as soon as it is has a hold of it needs a hold of a moitzi rimon to make it tor. But these kelim which have specific uses, the leak, the size of the hole follows the specific use. And we'll see a few more of that in Mitzvah, the next Mishnah.